Hi, I'm Hagit, the PC chair for DISC 2020, and I'm not on the Haifa beach, unfortunately. Welcome to the conference. The conference will be held virtually during the next week. It will include many interesting technical papers. You can already start watching the long talks online. There will also be two invited talks by Edith Kedar and by Thorsten Hoffler. There are many additional events to further improve the community experience and to help people mingle and interact with each other. DISC is organized in cooperation with the European Association for Theoretical Computer Science. We acknowledge the use of HotCRP for handling the submissions and reviewing, LIPIX for handling the proceedings, and Zulip for fostering an interaction between the community and the organizing teams. Our sponsors are Google, VMware, Oracle, and IOHK. Now let me move to the program chair report on the way the program committee operated. So we got 170 regular paper submissions, an all-time high for DISC, as well as 15 brief announcements. Of these, we accepted 39 papers as for regular presentation, which means that we had a 23% acceptance rate, and 15 brief announcements. Some of them originally submitted as brief announcements, some of them originally submitted as regular papers. Many excellent papers were submitted, but one paper stood out and won the Best Paper Award. This is the paper by Asadi, Bernstein, and Langley, titled Improved Bounds for Distributed Load Balancing. Among the papers authored by students, the award for the Best Student Paper goes to Eric Greenberg and his advisor Edith Kedar for the paper titled Intermediate Value Linearizability, a Quantitative Correctness Criteria. The awards will be presented to the winners during the business meeting on Tuesday. I encourage you to join the business meeting to watch the presentation of the awards and to listen to watch their talks already uploaded on YouTube. To describe the PC process a little bit, we had two reviewing rounds, where in the second round, we collected more information on some of the submissions, usually due to conflicting opinions, low confidence, or missing reviews. About 45% of the papers, the submissions got additional reviews at this point. Some papers were accepted without additional reviews. After many online discussions, some of them dedicated to compare related submissions, we held two online meetings using Zoom. All in all, we collected 616 reviews. These were done by the 32 PC members and about 150 external reviewers. This means we had about 3.6 reviews per submission. As always, this meant a lot of work by many people, but the PC wanted to particularly recognize two of our reviewers. These are Michal Dori and Loren Fayoulet, who did above and beyond other reviewers and contributed a lot to the reviewing process. Again, they will be presented with the Best Reviewer Award during the business meeting. Looking at long-term trends, we can see the number of submissions to DISC in dark red are increasing and is tracking very close to the number of submissions to PODC, which appear in green-blue in the chart. The number of papers accepted to the two conferences is very close. This is the lower numbers in the chart, and it's quite close, with DISC actually trending a bit smaller. This gives the following trends in acceptance rate. Again, DISC is in dark red and PODC is in green-blue, trending rather close to each other. This is almost always somewhat lower than PODC, the acceptance rate. Here are the full statistics regarding regular submissions and acceptance rates. Note that many papers selected more than one topic for themselves, so they are counted in several rows in this chart, in this table. Some interesting points to notice are, first, that there are topics that have actually very few submissions, virtually none. And I suspect this is not a recent phenomenon. So these topics are distributed operating systems, middleware and database systems, internet and web applications, social networks and recommendation systems, and system on chip and network on chip architectures. Let me emphasize that this happens despite the fact that the program committee had people whose expertise and preference was in these areas. Next is what I call the high-performing topics, where the acceptance rate was way above the general acceptance ratio. This is first and foremost biological in nature and inspired distributed algorithms, but note that here the sample size was small. And always high-performing topic is distributed graph algorithms, and as well as security and distributed computing, and cryptographic protocols. On the other hand, several topics performed well below the overall acceptance rate, and I am personally sorry to see synchronization, persistent, and transactional memory be one of these. In addition, data structures and fault tolerance didn't perform as well as other topics. Finally, two thanks. I really want to thank the program committee for their dedication and hard work, but even more for their fairness and sense of cooperation. All decisions regarding regular paper acceptances were made by unanimous consensus after thorough discussion. There were no votes or blind use of grades. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the steering and organizing committee for their support of everything, and me in particular. Once it seemed the conference would likely move online, we asked Yuka to take over managing our virtual arrangements together with the general chair, Fabian Kuhn. Yuka has recruited a great team of volunteers, and I believe you'll see the fantastic results of their efforts during the conference next week. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, at least virtually, and I hope we will all have a great conference. See you.